Hello, in this video I'm going to show you some practical activities that you could apply for pre-K kids. So in this video I'm going to focus on math activities, okay? So for math outline for pre-K, usually simple, is basically identification of numbers, counting objects, one-to-one correspondence of the objects, sorting by various attributes, for example, color, shape, size, identification and creation of patterns, identification of shapes, for example, square, rectangle, circle, triangle, or even other pictures. Matching, for example, match symbols, shapes, and patterns. Identification of what's the same and what's different. Identification of time of the day or night, the seasons. And also play with money, for example, explore through games, by selling, by buying something, with songs or pretend play, okay? So here I'm going to show some practical activities that you could easily apply at home. So for this activity here, the objective is for the kid to identify the number, but not just identify, but also understand what does that number means. For example, for 1, they need to understand that you should put just 1 stone. So they're going to learn the quantity of the number, not just memorize the number itself. So you can usually do at home. You can print or just write down by hand the numbers 1 to 10, and then you use any object, any small objects, for example, little stones, or you can use beans, rice, anything that you have at home. And then you show the kids the order of the numbers, so 1 to 10. And you can also print and stick at home the numbers so the kid can check and match the numbers and put in the orders by themselves. So this is simple. The kid can take the number 1 and place 1 stone, the number 2 and place 2, number 3 and place 3, and so on. Okay, so the kid can easily do by themselves. For this activity, it's the same principle of the previous one, but now instead of small objects, I'm using blocks. So this you can combine not just counting, but also matching shapes and colors. So you can do by yourself, or you can actually make the kid participate in the preparation. So for example, you can draw the shape and ask the kid to color it according to correct color. So you're practicing the kid, with the color also. So for example, you take 1 block, yellow, and draw this block in a paper and put a block. And number 2, you use another pattern, and the kid needs to identify the color, identify the shape, and identify the numbers. So in these activities, you practice 3 skills in the same time. So you can do from 3, 4, 5. So it depends how old is your kid. For small kids, I recommend 1 to 5 only. For 4 or 5 years old, I recommend 10 or even more. Okay, so you can elaborate it according to the age of your kid. For this one, it's the same, but use small pieces instead of big blocks. So in this case, it's really effective if you use different colors. For example, the numbers I wrote in the red, and the blue there is nothing written, so the kids can easily identify which one has the number and which one doesn't have it. So the same, the kid put in order and place the right number of pieces above each number. So this, the kid is practicing the order of the numbers, but also they are visualizing the quantity of this number. Okay, so it's going to be more visible for the kid and understandable what does that number means. This is the same one, and you can use different containers and place the numbers. For example, 1 container for 0, so the kid needs to understand that 0, you put nothing. and one for one for two, up to 10, for example, and use small paper clips. You can use them colored or not colored, but if you use colored, you can also elaborate it as a pattern. For example, you can put, for example, just one for one white or two yellows. So the kids know that for yellow, he just have two, so it's gonna go in the second container. Okay, so you can do that, or you can just put randomly the colors and just practice the number. For this activity is more simple, but requires the kids to memorize the number. So you can use small objects and put in a small container. For example, this is from candies, so if you have at home, you can just clean it and give it to your kid, and put small objects so they can, while they are put inside, they are counting. So they count 1 stone, 2 stone, 3 stones, and when they finish, you can ask him, how much do you have? And then they're gonna answer 18, 17. Okay, so for small kids, I recommend just like 5 stones. For big kids, you can use more stones. Okay, and then this activity the kid can do as many times as they want. So when they finish putting it, they can practice to take it out. So take it out from this small container is not so easy, so it requires a little bit of work for the kids, so it's fun for them to try to take it out as well. Okay, just be careful. If your kid is too small, I don't recommend these stones because they can put in your mouth. Okay, this activity is also math. It's a different part of math, but it's more related to patterns. So in this one, you can create any shape, for example, a circle, a spiral, a rectangle, a square, with any piece of paper. You can just draw it, or you can even ask the kid to draw it. And you can use different pieces of any object. If you don't have this small square, small cubes here, you can use food, for example. You can use pasta, you can use beans, anything that you can have at home. So the kids need to place above the line, so it practices their coordination as well, and the kids can create their own pattern. For example, some kids put one white, one blue, one green, one yellow, so they can create their own pattern, or you can guide them. You can, for example, start the pattern and ask the kids to continue, or just let them play freely. Okay, so this we are practicing the counting, we are practicing the shapes and the coordination and the pattern as well. For this activity is also for pattern. So the kid can put, for example, to create a necklace, they can put the colors according to their pattern. You can start for them, or you can let them do. Most kids, they do by themselves and they create their own pattern, so it is really nice, and they concentrate to do it, so it practice the concentration because they need to put in the right place. And after they finish, you need to show them that they need to put in the right color again. So here I used containers with the lid with the same color of the pieces. So when the kid finish, they need to organize and put in the right place. Okay, so this is practice math and also organization. For this activity is a different kind of identification of shape. So the kid can you can use any shape that you have and stick, for example, in a small container, the shapes, and in a different containers, you have the shapes, so the kids can put the shapes in the right place. So it's organization as well and identification of patterns. This is another activity for sorting. So here is just sorting and identification of colors. So you can tell the kids to tell you the name of the color, and then you put everything inside this big container. Ask the kids to mix, so it's a game for them to mix as well. It's fun for them, and after they play, they put back in the right place, in the right color of the right container. Okay, and they can also create their own patterns. For example, organize the stickers by color, or one red, two yellows, two greens. So some kids do that by themselves, or I can guide them to do that as well. And the last activity is also sorting by color, but not just sorting, but also matching. So you can create a pattern in a piece of paper, and with the cloth pin, the kids need to organize and match with the patterns that is established in the paper. Okay, you can do by themselves the pattern by them, or you can also ask them to participate in the creation, so they can take the markers and do their own pattern and play with them. Okay, so that's it for now. So thank you so much for watching.